Are you paranoid?
All right, fantastic. Well, here we are with Pyramidal podcast number 14. A very fortuitous, happy Christmas, early for Christmas, maybe for everybody, and maybe after Christmas, maybe the winter season. Happy winter for
Happy New
everybody.
Year.
Happy
Yes.
New Year, and may all the best things happen to everybody and everybody out there. Tonight, John, who do we? How are you doing?
Doing pretty good.
It's good.
How we got?
Yeah, good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. And you should have asked before that, but you. Just kidding.
You got a Boston hat on?
Oh, does that say boss? You think? How
says-
cliche?
Oh, Brixton.
Brixton is a United States of America company that makes hats, and it's based out of Brixton, California.
It was kind of blurry. I couldn't see it.
Well, whatever. Don't make fun of my webcam.
I wasn't.
But,
when you go back, it's legitimately, I can't read
all
it.
right. No, I get it. All right. We get it. But no. But Brixton is just the name of the company, and they just manufacture, I think, hats. And
Shout out to Brixton. They sponsor us. You get 0.5%.
They do.
If you mention Pyramidal.
Yeah. Code word Pyramidal, which is good luck spelling that right. So very user friendly, right? Yeah. It should be like if we ever did have a sponsor, it would be like Pyramid or like, code word Brandon 30 or something like that. No. Or John. Code word John Rasmus. Anyway,
we do need sponsors. That'd be nice.
We do. One of my favorite sponsors is JBL.
I have a JBL.
I have many. If I did a device, which we'll get into, our guest has an amazing device. I would make a pyramid JBL. One of the people, a person I know, has one of those giant JBLs. That's like as big as this bookshelf. No, a little. It's like half this bookshelf, but it goes down, and it's huge.
Like in Back to the Future, and he plays the guitar and it blows up everything.
Yeah, but it's like it's a JBL. It's nuts, and it's huge, and they cost like almost $1,000. Wow. So, but anyway, JBL, thank you for your sponsorship. We were also sponsored by J.R. Tolkien and Michael Drought tonight. We were also sponsored by the Pokemon. Now, I ain't into no Pokemon. I ain't no but Stephen Smith. Stephen Smith. Stephen Smith, come on. ESPN, he's a Boston commentator. A basketball. I almost said basketball. Basketball. And he says, yo, I ain't into no Charmander.
You can introduce the guests for those who don't know.
All right. So anyway, the guest, John keeping me focused. So it's not like a 20,000 hour long video. We got Eddy. Well, first of all, ladies first. We have Jordan, returning guest, Jordan Fall, Haunted Falls, Paranormal Falls.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful girl.
Beautiful, the best. And
I forgot to tell Eddy, I started my own paranormal channel and use my psychic abilities, and I film it and edit everything. And now it's grown up to 972.
Really? I follow you and I like everything.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
I'll make sure there's links for everybody in the description.
Oh,
thank you, John. I appreciate that.
Thank you, John. How about me too? Me too. Does that include me?
Yeah, I'll put your in study.
Coming soon. Isn't it the most obnoxious thing when someone wags their finger at you?
Yes.
There's nothing more obnoxious. So I always say, like No, no. Now, if you listen here, anyway, it's just the
My mom was
worst.
doing that today to my dad. It was funny.
No, but
It
there's
was
no way
Oh
of
really
God.
figuring.
funny because she wasn't doing it to me.
But anyway, so next up, the most amazing. I knew this guy a long time ago. We did shows together. We interviewed Peter Moon together. We did all kinds of stuff. I met Jordan through him. They're the best of friends. And this guy's an actor. The person is like one of the most amazing, unique people. Like John, it's a big honor to put all these people together for me. It's like a dream I never thought would happen. Like, you know, has dreams when like there's all your friends are there. It's like you, and then that would never happen in real life. Like, it's us with Burt Kreischer or whoever it might not. That wouldn't happen in my dream. But Dan Aykroyd, not that I dream about Dan Aykroyd, but whoever.
She was
Well,
like, Brandon,
We're doing it
Brandon.
tonight. So we have Eddy Specter, the great Eddy Specter, who we'll talk about
hello,
tonight.
friends.
Hey, we're gonna get into you
Come to
tonight.
the show.
Yeah, I think you and John have quite a bit in common, and I think that's why I was uh, um, drawn to both of you. In some ways, uh, I'll start off this way. I think both of you. Can I say it's safe, Eddy? That wait, first, Eddy, why don't you just introduce yourself?
All right. Yes. Hello, friends. Welcome again to this beautiful environment. Thank you so much for having me. I am Eddy Specter. I am a paranormal investigator and consultant, and also owner and investigator for ghost tours in Galveston County. Uh, I get pretty much Ghostbusters calls. You know, somebody will say that they feel possessed, and so I'll get those phone calls. Somebody says, "Well, I need your help with this." I get those phone calls and things like that. But I just consult and help anyone that needs help through the paranormal. If anything's bad, uh,
Mm.
but it's
Wow.
been great.
And
And
you've been
so,
how
yeah.
long have you been doing, Eddy? How long have you been doing this? You've been doing this. I mean,
Well,
well,
that's a good
professionally,
question.
yeah.
No, no, that's a good question. Professionally, over 15 years, I've been doing this. But when I was a kid, my mom gave me a Ouija board to take to show and tell for
As
elementary school.
all great moms do. We all
Yeah,
love
you know,
them.
she introduced me to the paranormal,
Yeah.
and
Well,
so I was involved since then. And way back, you know, when the internet started and we had dial up, I would get on the internet and find out what's haunted, and I would go and take my disposable camera and take photos of the buildings around the stuff when I was a kid, and just you know, investigate. I've been doing this pretty much my entire life.
mm-hmm.
Wow, that's very cool.
Yeah, the unknown, and I'm punk rock all the way
Yeah.
and
Okay.
respectable.
All right. Thanks for that. But where I was going, I just remembered again, was I think what John, when you had that radio show,
Oh yeah.
what I drew, what I can find a common link between you two, you and John Rasmus here. He's should be below me, but it's probably doing active speaker view, whatever. But is a commonality is respect and love for Art Bell and the sort of the coast to coast
Oh
radio
yeah.
voice. Like you had an amazing, and you still do. Obviously, you do radio voice work. You know what I mean? Like,
Thank
and
you.
I don't know if you know this, but John is making Rasmus has for the past few years has put all his work, all his money, all his most anyway, his creative output into making a movie, his own independent movie called Necktie Lumaton that Jordan hopefully will be involved with. I'm definitely going to be involved in as an actor. I think you would be fantastic. You've played who are some of the characters you've played? Sherlock, the great Sherlock Holmes, which is one of the most difficult actors. I mean, difficult characters to
Well,
portray.
yeah,
Amazing. Can you talk
I've
about that?
I've played him 3 times on stage because I've been asked back. but I was also cast as Hercule Poirot in the
Oh,
Murder on the Orient
Orient
Express as
Express with
well.
Specter Perot, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh, cool.
Agatha
I
Christie. Yeah.
I love that stuff because I do that daily anyhow. I'm kind of observant and all that stuff in my hearing and eyes and things like that. With anything and everything. So I'm always just drawn to those type of characters. But I love doing stage plays. I love doing TV shows and movies. I've been involved with quite a bit of that. Yeah.
And you're famous for your love making scene with Angela Lansbury. I think on just kidding. We can edit that out. No worries. It's on.
Angela was a saint.
Yeah. Murder she didn't write. But getting back on topic. No, but you so anyway, but
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
so
that's
okay, so
wonderful. What I look forward to this project. I mean, already from what
well
you've told
once
me about John, I'm interested in this project. That's pretty cool.
it's really hard. You got to come at John Houston, Rasmus Houston, when at like knowing who his videos at least a little, in my opinion. But it's good
Okay.
not to. It's fine. It's fine. You'll find out later. But you'll look at his channel and some of the stuff he's done. Like for example, just the rap video 1.21 gigawatts, which was like 20 years ago that he did or whatever. And he created and constructed every single, like not every single, but most of the props, reenacted detail
Oh
to the
wow.
excruciatingly detail, got the same alarm clock, the same phone, the same video camcorder that
Oh
Marty's used.
man,
I
much
mean,
respect.
the whole every single, and it's edited like this, so it's a rap song, so it's like edited fast, and every scene is so layered with, and so he's one of the biggest back. What is one of your favorite, Eddie? What is one of your favorite Back to the Future pieces of memorabilia or coolest things you've seen? And then John, I want to ask you what yours is
Oh my gosh. All right.
in comparison.
Favorite memorabilia. Well, I drive a hearse, a 1989 Cadillac hearse, and I
That's
had to get,
right.
yeah, and his name is Vincent, and
Oh,
Vincent Price. And so
cool.
I had to have one of those old clocks that was in the DeLorean. You know, one of those little wind up clocks. I just had to
Sure.
have one of those. And so I
With the
got one of
date.
those in there. Well,
Mhm.
no, it was just one of those old ones with the bell and stuff that went off when he
Oh.
when he was had to go and the car wouldn't start. I,
I don't think John knows what the clock was were like in the DeLorean. I think
no,
you
I'm
might.
sure he
I
knows what
think
he's talking about.
no. I'm joking.
But,
I'm joking. I don't know.
Old
I
time
know
but
there's a.
analog clock.
What is it, John?
Yeah, it's just the old with the bells, two bells on
It's
top of it.
not. Yeah, but it doesn't say December 6, 1990, and then
no,
like there's another.
We're
that's the
talking about
whole
the old one, right?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. There's three
yeah.
dates or whatever, and then there's a flux capacitor, as far as I know,
Yeah,
and
but
then nothing.
not those, but just an old clock. I just had to have an old clock in the car. You know, since
Okay.
I can't have the DeLorean, which if I had an extra $160,000, I could have that for Bob's
There
prop
used
shop.
to, right, there used to be one near me, and it was there for years. I was like, "What the heck is that doing here?" When I was growing up, it was like, "What?" The DeLorean somehow ended in this obscure place in Massachusetts. But go ahead,
But
yeah.
I have that because it was cheap enough. But when it came out, when Back to the Future 2 came out, I took
Hmm.
apart my old skateboard. I took the wheels off, you know, and I put baking pans underneath to make it look like a hoverboard.
Oh,
And I
cool. Yeah.
put
Oh,
a strap.
cool.
And so I would just sit on the porch and just hover it and just, you know, that's what I would
Hover.
do. Yeah.
I would just. That's cool. John, what about you? When you found out? What was your reaction to the hoverboard? Did you want one immediately, and did you construct one? Did you try to get one? Would you still
Well,
get one?
for the music video, I did make a foam one, and I had a
Oh,
contest, and someone won it, so I mailed it to them, and it was really light, so it was just totally made out of styrofoam. But
That's really nice of
hmm.
you.
That is, that
We do
is.
We occasionally do a contest, except when Hopefully, there's no trolls out there giving out fake addresses. But I will say, yes, like we do like, and I will say that the last pyramidical riddle that we did, which is not a contest, is we do a riddle every week at Eddie, or try to,
Okay.
if I remember, and it was crypto. The answer was crypto, which is in right at the CIA headquarters, and it's this weird sculpture that to this day nobody has ever solved, and three-quarters of it has been solved. And the artist actually recently donated the answer, and it went for like 2 point whatever $8 million. And then Longley in Langley, Virginia. Luke Longley played for the Bulls. He was an Australian basketball player. AI couldn't solve that puzzle. They solved my first puzzle, Eddie, and then but not this one. And so I win. AI zero. Well, in my opinion, my opinion, zero. So, but anyway, so what were we talking about? We were talking about you acting, and we were getting, I think, to you Back to the Future and our coolest
Yeah.
thing. John, I think the coolest thing John saw one time was didn't you go to like a Marty McFly's? Am I making this up? A Marty McFly's day? It was like 1,000 Martys.
I never went to that. No, you must have watched some video. I've seen that, but I never went to that. No, that was I went to Universal Studios on Back to the Future Day, October 21st, 2015. I was there on that day,
Nice.
but
That's what it was.
some Canadian guy booked the entire lot where the clock tower is, and he charged extra money for fans to get in. And I was
What?
like, I
No,
just bought a ticket for Universal Studios. I'm not going to pay the
that's
extra money for
horrible.
some Canadian guy. So I
Wow.
did get the VIP tour, but
That's
unfortunately, I wasn't able to walk on the clock tower lot because of that guy. He was charging insane money extra in
right.
addition to the Universal tickets, and I thought if I got a VIP tour that I could get access, but I didn't. But it's no big deal because I was still there on the day. It was still a cool experience, and
Still, but
the tour guide knew how many people wanted on the lot, so she threw in Back to the Future trivia. She told us, for example, that Coke was asked to be in Back to the Future, and Coke said no, and Pepsi
Mm.
said yes. So that's one piece of trivia I didn't know. So that's kind of cool.
So
I
Coke
didn't know
passed it
that
up
either till
first.
today.
So it could have been like Future Coke, like Coke
Yeah,
Future
Coke
or
said no.
whatever.
That's a bad move, you know.
It would have been actually. I believe. So. I think you're right. I think they were right with Pepsi, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Eddie. So the other thing I wanted to bring up is what I couldn't believe Jordan tried telling me about it. She couldn't really describe this new device that you had. She's like, you just got to see it. You just got." I can't do your beautiful Southern accent, Jordan, but it's like, oh, you just have to, you just
You
have to
gotta
see it.
see it.
You just got to see this thing. Brandon, you just have to see this. So I found it,
He
and
loves when
it's
I play Tony Joe. He
right.
loves that.
Well, so, all right, easy now.
You love that
No,
dog.
no, right. But but so this device that you have, it's a
yeah.
short video and what appears to be like it almost looks like a podcast or like these guys that do a paranormal podcast to get money to or whatever to travel around and investigate. I don't know, like what's going. Who are those people? What's going
Oh,
on? What's
those two guys, those two gentlemen, Todd Duplantis was an ex Fox News anchor, and then Doug O'Brien is currently a DJ for 107.5, the Eagle Classic Rock radio station. And they have a podcast where they do the Road Beyond podcast about paranormal stuff. They talk about things, and we're really good friends. It's really cool. Um, I invite them to things. They invite me to things, and we're just a good family. Everybody's cool together. Um, but yeah, this new device. I'll tell you about it here in a second. But can I tell you a little bit about just paranormal devices altogether, real
Yeah.
yeah,
quick?
please.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, First of all, you don't need a lot of money to be a paranormal investigator. I mean, first of all, personal experience is number one. That's number one. And as if you use the scientific method, you write it down. Just write the damn thing down, and you're an investigator. Also, a pen. Put it down. Just put it down and talk to a spirit and say, if anyone's here, move the pen. That's easy stuff to use. And then you can move up to, an EMF meter. These are the cheapest ones that you can get.
I have one of those.
Yeah, these are the cheapest ones you can get. And you can
Me
get
too.
upgrades like a Mel meter or something like that detects temperature and things like that.
Yeah. Well, John doesn't have that. Interesting.
But here's another little thing. I love these things. They're very cheap, and it's like a little egg is what I call them. It almost looks
Motion
like
sensor. Yeah.
yeah, just
Whoa.
motion sensor. And then what's really cool about it is
Oh,
that
never seen
As
it.
a thermal sensor? That's cool.
yeah, and just
Who?
will it do it?
Low battery.
Oh, it says low battery. Never mind.
Wow, but still,
But
yeah.
Like
but
perfect
it does
timing
say-
battery.
Your point is it's not
does.
expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does say hello, welcome, which is a really nice little thing. So if something passes by, it says hello, welcome.
Mm.
And then I don't recommend Ouija boards at all.
Mm.
Even
No,
my mom
no,
gave me one,
definitely not.
I can't
but-
either. Yeah.
I
But-
can't recommend them.
I got this little device from Ghost Stop, and what it does is that where's it? There we
Oh
go.
wow! Look at that
It
thing.
shows EMF, motion detector, and temperature, and you could change the sensors there. And you could up here, it's like ABC, the alphabet 1, 2, 3, or whatever. You could change it up.
Is that an
and then it
obvious?
does like
That's interesting.
yes,
Cool.
and then it has yes and no. You could do yes and no instead,
Right.
which is really
Whoa.
cool. And
I
I'm okay
so
with
want to get
it.
one of those.
Which is
Touchscreen
really
interface is good.
But
Yeah.
There's also an emoji.
Emojis,
that was
right.
kind of interesting.
No,
That's
it's almost like a
cool.
label maker or whatever. Yeah, interesting. Oh.
But what I really like is just the gauges that it has on it. Which is
So
really
what's
cool.
going off right now? It's like going off a lot. What is it? It's picking up on
That could be just
sound.
oh, I see. No, the switch got messed up. That's
Uh-oh.
okay. But
That's okay. But yeah, it's very cool.
there's
Anyway,
other
yeah. Wow.
things that you could use, and it's unorthodox. Unorthodox. Do you remember the TV show Quantum Leap?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do I?
I have a replica of the hand link.
John, what?
Oh my God.
Wait a
Dude.
second. Hold
It
on.
has the
Watch
sound.
this. Watch this. John, do you have it on you? Do you have it on you, John? John's gonna get his. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh,
Watch
Right,
John.
I'm so jealous right now. That is amazing.
You don't have it, do you?
First of
Yeah.
all, what are the chances that two people even have these?
I told you.
in their possession. What are the chances that two people have these things in their possession?
My man.
There's like a 0% chance that's even possible.
I don't know. Let me check with Ziggy. No, it sounds like a 50% chance.
Kindred spirits, man.
Hey, the reason I actually got this is to ghost investigate with this. That's why I
That's
got it.
exactly
Wow,
right.
really?
You could hit it, motion sensor, any of that.
A spirit could theoretically set off any of this. Yeah.
Exactly. So you could use anything.
Wow.
I actually
So that's-
Genius,
I
guys. Very
ghost,
genius.
I haven't ghost hunted with it yet, so I haven't tested it out yet. But I'm a huge fan of the show, and I had to get it. You know.
Absolutely,
And
John.
great. Now I'm gonna have to get one.
Well, there
I
I
know.
go.
I feel totally left out, you know.
I
It
got
was
one.
a big buy.
I had to make payments on this thing. That's
Yeah. Same. Oh, that makes me
Wow.
feel so good, John.
yeah.
But
So I knew this
anyway,
was fortuitous. Yeah.
you
This
could
is
use
totally rad.
anything as a paranormal device.
Yeah.
And so there's this one thing that I saw when I was a kid, and it was again dial-up internet, and I saw a picture that someone took using Carillion photography,
Yeah.
which uses high voltage to take a photo of something, to
Yeah.
take an aura of something. Say you take a leaf and you cut off a piece of the leaf and you take a photo with the Carillion photography, you could see the corona discharge of the piece that was cut off.
Wow.
And
Yeah. Bowie had it
some,
on one of his album covers or something.
That's right, he did.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And so someone built, and this was in Texas, and someone built a copper pyramid, not like what I did, but a copper pyramid, and put a Tesla coil inside, and then turned it on and took a photo of it, and saw a DNA helix coming up from the top. And I
Interesting.
said, "There's got to be something about this. There's got to be." And so for years and years and years, I was like, "I got to build this. I got to build this." And I've been doing more events and interviews and things like that. And I said, I gotta do this. And so I
Hmm.
finally found stuff that worked. And I decided to build this copper pyramid with a quartz crystal on top. I found a pyramid shaped quartz crystal to put inside on the top. And I went a step further and I coiled the whole thing with copper wire with a mini Tesla coil inside.
Hmm.
And I got to tell you guys, I'm still trying to experiment with it because I don't know. the The one thing I do know that happens is that it, even in a large building, we did the investigation for the Hotel Galvez in Galveston, which is very haunted, and
Oh,
we were,
Hmm.
yes. I
yeah,
can attest to that.
and we were in a huge ballroom, and I plugged in this small device. All of a sudden, these chandeliers, the lights would be going on and off or whatnot and moving.
Wow.
My theory, I mean, we have all these detectors, but my theory is that this device is a lighthouse or a beacon
Hmm.
that shows that spirits, we are here to let you
Or
know that this is where you come to, kind of thing.
like a
Um,
receptor,
yeah, yeah,
an antenna or something of some sort.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly,
Very
exactly.
interesting.
I love it. John, have you
But
seen the video that I sent you
Yeah.
about
Yeah. I watched the video. I mean, I'm a
what do
huge
you
fan of
think?
Tesla, and I know Tesla built a lot of cool stuff like that Spirit radio. I want to build one of those, but this device
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
very interesting.
Hmm.
yeah, I'd like to turn it on just to see if it does anything around us. It's very interesting.
Wait,
Yes,
you have it on you? Do you
Right
have it
behind
on
him.
you
yeah,
You
now?
can see it
it's
behind him.
behind
I
me.
was hoping you would.
Um, Yesterday,
I can't
uh,
see anything. I need glasses. Yeah.
my
Well, the
wife
detail.
texted me from work yesterday, and she said, "Did you come on the boat and open the fridge
Yeah.
and sneeze or any of that stuff?" I said, "What are you talking about? No, no, I've been out." And she goes, "I felt the boat move. Somebody came
Wow.
in, walked in the back, opened the fridge, sneezed, shut the door, and that was it." And
Oh,
she walked out
wow.
immediately, and nobody was here. And
Hmm.
I said, "Okay, whoever's here, I'll talk to them because they're not allowed to be here." It's like what
Yeah,
stays in Vegas, but
that's right.
whatever happens in
Well,
Galveston needs to stay in Galveston,
right.
Do
kind
you
of
think it's
thing.
one of the spirits from Galveston that followed you?
I don't
But
know, but I
but
I open myself quite a bit, so
yeah, but we have domain, I think, or dominion or whatever over our own some person parts of us, and I think like if you concentrate in some way your bed, which I've been doing. I didn't believe in it for a while, but like I started
yeah,
like seeing that, well, maybe it works with like certain things. And so it's kind of cool. It just to like, consecrate your bedroom. And John Lennon used to consecrate his bedroom, and he had like his own space of his bed. He had a huge bedroom, of course, but part of it was his. and not even Yoko could go in there. Nobody could go in that part of his bed. And he used to have a Civil War bayonet knife or something that was from Gettysburg, one of the bloodiest, and was used, and it
Yeah.
was to ward up. It was he hung it over his bed or at the foot of his bed, so it would keep away bad spirits from him and hexes and curses and stuff like that. So
Yeah, cow skulls
I was
are
just reading
supposed to
about
keep
that.
away hexes and curses as well.
So it's a real thing. Like I think like a lot of people practice that. But anyway,
You
back
have
to what
to
you were
have
saying.
protection. No, you gotta have protection, and
Yeah.
I was invited to investigate. Well, investigate, but just to go there for an initiation. The Grand Opera House of
Oh
1894,
wow!
I
and
have never been in there, and I've always wanted
oh
to go in
Jordan,
there.
oh Jordan, oh my
Wow,
gosh!
really?
I mean,
You've never been in there? Wow.
1894.
No, I've
It
walked
was
past
it,
it, never been in.
it was before the 1900 storm, of course, and it's still there, and so many people have played there. I mean, even Steve Martin has played there. I mean,
I'm sure.
it's a really important theater. But when you go in the downstairs and the basement and the back rooms and stuff like that, you could just feel that energy. People who worked on boats on the ships, they used to run lines for sailing and stuff like that. So they would
Mm-hmm.
say, "Hey, we're here for a little while. We could run lines, moving the curtains, moving props, anything you need." So they would work at the theater. And man, when they invited us there, I was drained until the next day. I didn't
Oh
protect myself.
wow.
I told them, come on, bring it. The next day I was out. I was out all day. It
Wow.
it took so much, and so I'm going to need protection. Luckily, we have a good in-house psychic medium that helps out with that. She looks out for me
Yeah,
when I
I
when I
was
faint
I
or
was doing that for scarers enthusiasts. They're a now psychic medium because my
yeah.
powers have grown so much, and I have spirits that come through this house, and I've felt them sit on my bed. I felt them push me, and all kinds of stuff. And I don't usually see these. They don't show themselves to me, but I have seen some not so bad, not some bad ones as well. And I don't know where these things are coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a psychic war going on, girl. I mean,
Oh
there's
yeah,
So back to
little.
Quantum Leap though. So
but I
like if you
intend to
got
find out.
so if you guys had to pick your favorite Quantum Leap episode, what would it be? Would it be the JFK two-parter Harvey Oswald or whatever his name was? Was it
Man,
Harvey Oswald? Am I thinking that's Lee
I
Harvey
really
Oswald?
like when Sam and Al switched places. That was a
Oh,
great
they
two-parter.
did? That's
They
Yeah.
smart.
did. I
I
remember
didn't
that
like the
episode.
not a fan of the reboot. Here's my waggy finger. Not a fan of
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
I didn't
reboot.
like the reboot. I was not so,
I was
thrilled.
fine.
Nah,
I was fine, but still, Sam and Al
no.
switching
Yeah.
places was a good couple, and I like the evil leaper scenario. That was kind of cool
Whoa,
when
really?
they showed
Evil
up.
Leap?
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. John?
Well, I've seen every episode, but it's been many years, to be honest. I used to have a
Oh.
quantum leap shot glass I got at Universal Studios. I wish I had it, then I could take a shot, you know?
From Universal? Really? They had them?
They had
Sometimes the
quantum leap
shot.
shot glasses, and I got one. I think it's at my parents' house, to be honest. I need to go get it. My
That's pretty
mom's a
cool.
huge fan of the show too, so I watched every episode. But I haven't seen it in so many years. I can't pick a favorite. I don't think right now. I enjoy all of them, but
Yeah.
the reboot doesn't have the spirit. The reboot's kind of like
Nope.
Yeah.
a canned answer, a wooden version. It's just not. It's
Yeah.
not the same.
Well, the commercials are it's edited too fast, I think. It's like Quantum Leap
I
had that
agree.
introduction. And then of course you had uh what was the lead actor? Dean whatever.
Stockwell.
Yeah,
Stockwell.
Dean Stockwell.
Dean
Was
Stockwell,
amazing.
yeah.
And and Scat Bat, like it was just and then they interplayed art history. So like I was learning about. I remember one part, like there was maybe my favorite is the part where Scott Bakula's character, I forget Sam, right?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
goes into oh god, I think 1963 maybe or before that. Around that, maybe 63. Yeah, 63 around the, JFK thing. And he plays Imagine for like his sister, what's supposed to
Oh,
be his sister.
that
And
was the
she
lead
starts
song.
crying.
Yeah,
Yeah, and she starts crying. And oh yeah, that's it. That's actually his real home, right? He
yeah,
goes back
that's the
into
lead
like
poem.
himself.
He leaped into his
He
younger
goes,
self. Yeah.
that's what it was. Yeah, exactly. So it's even better. So like, and then he plays that and she starts crying. She's like, I've never heard that. Of course she wouldn't have, because the Beatles hadn't broken up by then. To her, the Beatles are like still together and she can't process it. It was just, it was
I
fun.
love that.
Quantum Leap was just, it was, I can't think of any show that was like that or has been like that ever and will be like that.
Yeah,
So anyway,
I think that one because Poltergeist: The Legacy came on before Quantum Leap, but I remember just sitting my butt down and watching both of them. I think
really,
Poltergeist: The Legacy. I don't know if anybody remembers that one, but that was
No,
definitely ahead of its time.
really.
really. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's on,
Oh,
if y'all have Prime on Amazon, it's still on Prime right now. I suggest definitely checking it out. You won't be
all
disappointed,
right.
trust me.
Very cool. That sounds pretty cool. I'm always down for it. John, are you watching or have you seen any cool movies, TV shows? Any recommendations, music wise? Anything like on your radar in terms of
And
Atlas, in terms of
I'm focusing so much on my movie, Necktie Lumaton, that I don't have 100% time on other things. But, I mean, I like Flea's new song that Flea came out with, the Red Hot Chili Peppers bass
mm,
player, Flea. It's a really good jazz song. I enjoy it.
To
yeah,
check that out.
Oh,
yeah, he
really?
did a whole
Okay.
video, yeah, a free form like dance video to it, yeah.
Mhm.
I think well, Flea obviously has. I remember
Needles? You mean needles?
Yeah, Needles.
Yeah,
is that it?
Needles, Flea.
Yeah,
Like
but I always
I don't like Flea's negative speech on Back to the Future 2. Have you ever read that?
no.
Long time ago, but I vaguely remember his speech on that, and I didn't like it.
Flea
I didn't
Flea
like the way he said it.
Flea said that Back to the Future 2 is a big commercial piece of crap. It's like, what? You're in one of the best movies ever. What? Don't complain.
And
You know what I mean?
you are commercial flea. I mean, you're in a
Yeah,
big band.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
and Anthony Kiedis is acting in Point Blank. Was like
Break,
Break. I'm trying to say
Point Break.
Break was
Yeah.
like Oscar worthy. I mean, come
No,
on.
he's great. I love
And I
Flea,
think
but
Flea's a great musician, but I
yeah.
don't
Oh
know.
yeah,
But
no doubt.
So
when he started
yeah,
out, he wasn't the best of actors. He's obviously pretty good. He's all right. I mean, as Needles,
Oh yeah,
he was great.
everybody
I
grows.
thought he was great as Needles. But I saw him in a movie called Motorama. Have you ever seen that?
No.
no.
No, I've never heard of it actually. I'll have to look it up.
Maybe it's his first performance ever, but it's oh my gosh! No
I
offense, but
mean,
it's a horrific performance. Maybe it's a bad script. I don't know.
I
Or he
remember
might have been nervous. Who knows?
Flea texted me earlier this week and was like, "I don't know about that John Rasmus. I don't know if
Well,
he's,
let me tell you how bad it is. It was so bad that I bought the DVD. I owned it. Right. I had to break the DVD in half so the person that finds it in the trash doesn't accidentally watch it. That's how.
no
He
way. What's
saved
it
him some
about?
time.
I like bad movies actually. What's it about? I want to know.
Motorama is about you have to get all the words. You have to get MOTORAMA to win a prize. So someone will like spends all their money and drives all across the country to get all the like it was supposed to be rigged that no one could possibly win it. So some kid wins it, and then I don't want to ruin the ending for you, but it's a horrible movie, so it doesn't matter, right? But
Yeah.
he
You might
meets
as well. You might as well tell us.
in the middle of the
Good.
movie, he meets Flea's character. And Flea's
Okay.
character, I don't even know what he was going for, but he's just like, ooh, oh, ooh. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't even describe how bad the character is.
That's exactly what Flea, honestly, that I associate his acting with. Is something like that. Yeah. I think he's
But
like killer's vibe, energy. Like
Yeah, I'd agree.
he can play that like tweaked out like person, but and that's what his video is. He's just tweaking out on jazz.
I can
And we always
imagine. I can
I think
he's
he's a
a
imagine
great
his
great
song.
character
musician.
on Grand Theft Auto for some reason.
I was just thinking that. That's funny. I was
Yeah,
thinking
I think we were
Trevor.
all thinking.
Yeah. He's definitely been in a band with Trevor for sure.
Oh yeah.
Uh, but I was thinking like I did like his jazz, but I think he was inspired by the guy from Outkast that just did his jazz thing. But all these guys are really good. Like has very
Andre
eclectic
Benjamin.
taste. Yeah,
Okay, I'll have to check him
or
out. He's a good
yeah, on
performer.
3000. He did a
Yeah, Andre
jazz
3000.
thing, clarinet sort of album. Yeah. But it's
I'll
something
check it
like
out.
that. But like these guys have eclectic taste. They're pretty cool. Like Flea is undoubtedly, I think, one of the best bassist guitar
Oh yeah,
players
no,
ever.
his guitar
Ever.
playing is
I
great.
Like, yeah.
Well,
performed
well,
once.
Les Claypool.
Of course, him too. On this room,
Yeah.
Les Claypool is amazing too. But like they use the bass as like a percussive instrument
Oh
too.
yeah, I got you.
They're
Yeah, you're
they're
right.
slat, but like he can't like Flea is so like he's 100% focused on that art form. He might not be.
Well,
He may be one of
I
the
saw Flea
best.
perform with Atoms for Peace, Tom York's band, and
Yeah.
he's
Oh, wow.
the most energetic bass player I've ever seen. He brings amazing energy to the stage.
I
Oh
agree
yeah,
with you there,
Yeah,
I
John.
agree.
I agree.
I'd have to say my favorite guitar player. I have two: Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit and Mark Tremonti,
Jesus,
Creed. Those are my
amazing
two
pick.
favorite ones.
West Borland. Wow. I think
Yeah.
John is one of the top West Borland fans that you'll. I think you have a sculpture of Wes Borland, John. No, he doesn't. I'm joking. I don't, he's joking. I'm joking. It's like yes. All right. Anyway, so this device, it's a pyramid and it has a Tesla coil in it, which is great. But you can also
Yeah.
use it magnifies, so like you don't even need a speaker and you can talk at it, and
Oh,
it
it's
will
very
amplify it.
interesting. Yeah, there's no speaker inside the pyramid, but I hook up a microphone that is live, which is really nice. Most little recorders you just record, but this one you could hear live, which is really nice. The recorder I have.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, I got to go get it. Jeez, sorry,
Okay.
kid. Hold on.
No, yeah, take your
Yeah,
time.
I
No
want to see.
worries.
I want to see this thing on here.
I just saw the YouTube video. I thought it was very
You saw
So,
it
powerful.
finally?
so it sucks
I
the energy out of the room.
I mean, as a magnet, it doesn't discriminate, I would say, unless it's like pointed into a certain direction. Magnets just kind of have a field around them,
You
right?
wonder how it works.
I wanted to investigate the magnet theory, and also I'm elemental, and I also wanted to somehow add water somewhere. I don't know, and
Hmm,
ground something else. I mean, I wanted to ground this machine somehow as well.
interesting.
But go
Yeah.
ahead, talk amongst yourselves.
No, I think that's an important thing is to like add earth and
Oh yeah, no,
something
I
because
agree.
electricity is very volatile and
And
magnetism
water is
especially
a
is
superconductive element, so
but
it
magnet
should.
Well,
yeah,
spirits are. I mean, that's why Galveston is so haunted because
Yeah,
the water.
spirits love water.
they
Gonna say
do.
we all three of us represent like three coasts of the United States. John on the West Coast in California, me on the East Coast in New England, and then you guys down there on the third coast in
Really?
that area,
Yeah, we're the South Coast, Brian. I mean, Eddie.
So we all represent sort of like the sea though in some way.
That
I
is
think we're
really
all
cool.
connected
And
to that.
plus Eddie and
It's
I are both
important.
Pisces. We're both
I'm
our
not
signs are both Pisces. Zodiac signs.
Is that true? Really? Wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm not, but
God,
I'm
maybe
still.
we should do this three coast kind of podcast sometime every
Hey,
once in a
at least
while.
it's
Oh
yeah, we
yeah.
should. Well, definitely, but yeah, there's going to be a lot more to explore. But yeah, the thing is, I found that was really fascinating is that you could amplify your voice through just the device itself, which is a pyramid, and it just looked very cool, very simple, like you said, like ghost hunting or devices does not have to be expensive. In fact,
No, you
the
just need
least
a
expensive,
pen
the better.
for
You don't need
yourself.
anything. Yeah, you need a
Yeah.
pen even. You need like just a book and and stuff like that. Speaking of books, give a shout out to The Tower and the Ruin real quick. The Tolkien book, The Tower and the Ruin by Michael Drought. Michael Drought is a Wheaton College professor of medieval studies. The best Tolkien scholar. This Monday came out with this book, and I had to buy it immediately. And I read it within 2 days, which was pretty good because he came out with it at Audible
Oh,
first.
that happened. You get a
So,
book and you read it in 2 days. When I got this
well,
Celestine Prophecy when I was in high school, I read it immediately.
right. So
Oh
I
yeah,
remember
that
that.
was my haunted house book my mom got me. It was about every haunted house. And it was kind
Yeah.
of funny. It's this one still stands with me, Inn by the Sea. It's the story of this place in Maine, and they had a shipwreck called this. I can't remember this. It was a schooner, and this 24-year-old, for some reason, her Lydia Carver, she's romanticized, and her spirit is said to still haunt. But I didn't know. I was reading it at 15 years old. I didn't know what Inn by the Sea looked like. I didn't know there was a picture on the next page. But I saw it in my mind's eye, and when I turned the page and the picture was there, and I had not seen the picture,
Wow.
that's what I clairvoyantly saw. I had no idea I had clairvoyance as a teenager, and that was my first, well, many of my first steps into this.
Whoa. Interesting.
But
Yeah.
it's
That's
still,
so
I still have a
wonderful,
copy of
Jordan.
that to this day.
That's so wonderful.
Really? Yeah. I recommend this book, The Tower and the Ruin by Michael C. Drought, not because I've taken classes with him. He was nice enough to give me a shout out in the book, which was really nice. And not
Really?
by, which was really, but he also shouts out lots of people. But he's very funny too.
Okay.
But it's not like a scholarly work. It's his thoughts of like,
What's it
and
about?
teaching Tolkien his
Ah,
whole life, and like looking back on it and how it's affected him in his life and how it still resonates with people. And so you have to figure it out. It's just like you have to mysteriously figure out what a Kalabeth means or whatever. So like Tolkien, all the languages that Tolkien creates and stuff. So he gets into it and he looks back at the growth of Tolkien's scholarship and popularity, I would say, since he was born. He also lost a son a few years ago due to an overdose, and he writes about.
Oh, damn.
He dedicates it to two people: his father and Mitchell, his son. I remember his kid. There's like just a little kid running around a conference that we had there called MythCon, and it was about like these nerds that. But Neil Gaiman would show up, different people would show up. George R. R. Martin was a member of Mythlore, and so on. But it's accessible. It's not like intense. Like, okay, let me go over Beowulf with a fine tooth comb and see.
well, can
Oh,
I recommend a book real quick?
yeah, please do.
Yes.
But
I
5 stars,
recommend
absolutely.
I recommend The Enigma of the Poltergeist by Raymond Bayless. Raymond
Okay,
Okay.
I've heard of
Bayless
it.
was a poltergeist expert who
Right.
mostly investigated California. So I want to actually go to these locations and see if they are still there. I mean, it's
Hmm.
possible. But Raymond Bayless, I disagree with some of his conclusions, but he has passed away, and I respect his body of work. He investigated poltergeist to an extreme degree. He has a story of a hiker who was in the California hills, and some poltergeist ran past the hiker, and the hiker could hear the footsteps. He could hear the entity coming and hear the entity going, but he couldn't see it. It was 100% optically invisible.
Hmm.
And I don't know. Have you had any poltergeist encounters, Eddie?
Oh my gosh. Well, as far as spirits messing around with me, yes. Um, I know that multiple psychics have said that spirits follow me around, and I have to watch out if they come home to me, you know. But there was this one time I I had a mini studio in my boat uh, with guitars and amps and a electric drum set, and my wife at the time had a ball of yarn that she was crocheting a blanket or whatnot. And one night when I woke up, um, I walked in and she left. She didn't notice, but the yarn was this ball of yarn was across the room through the mini blinds and then across the room underneath my 200-pound amplifier and then across the room laying on top of my guitar. And I left it there and I said, "Hey, check this out." And she goes, "Why did you do that?" And I said, "I didn't do that. But do you know
Hmm.
what could have done this?"
Wow.
And she said, "Whoever you brought home, you send them back." And I said, "Okay, yeah, nobody's
Hmm.
here. Nobody's gonna be here anymore." That was the biggest.
Yeah, that's
That was the biggest.
pretty intense.
I
Yeah,
mean,
man. That's
it's almost
ridiculous.
like, I mean, I wonder because John, you said that your the wires were tangled up in like a
Yeah.
ball, right?
The only the only
Oh
time
God.
I've had many experiences with poltergeists because I rented a place on Craigslist for $400 a month in the year 2011, and 2 weeks into renting it, I was I noticed there's poltergeists. There's at least one or two poltergeists in the room, and they would knock over stuff all the time. So at the time, it was very traumatizing. I didn't know it wouldn't last forever, so I had a piece of paper on the wall, like a daily affirmation, because it was that bad. I had to like stay
Oh
focused on
God.
positivity.
Jeez Louise.
It was
Yeah,
freaky. It was super freaky. But
Yeah.
anyway,
he did a whole
fast forward
documentary
a
on
couple
it. Yeah.
years. Fast forward a couple years. Um, I started doing ghost investigations because I wanted to prove it to the camera because people don't believe you unless you have evidence on camera. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
All right.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, to answer the question I've been asked 100 times, how come I don't have evidence from 2011? Because in 2011, the entities would knock over a bottle of water, they'd knock over pencils, they'd knock over this or that, but I didn't want to engage in a conversation with them. It was
Yep.
too freaky of a scenario. I didn't want to
Yep.
have a dialogue with these invisible beings. Oh, can you do something for the camera? That is outside of the universe of me. I didn't want to even engage with these entities whatsoever to that level. See, kids today would probably do it. They'd break out their phone. Oh, can you do something for the camera? But
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
wasn't in
would.
that mindset whatsoever. I wanted to meditate and stay away from it mentally in every way, shape, and form. But fast forward a couple years, I did want to try to get evidence. So I did get into ghost hunting because I felt I had permission because I was harassed for 6 months by poltergeists. Anyway, uh, so one day I was watching Netflix on my laptop, but this was in between my ghost investigations in the corner of my room. That's the first mistake I did is an investigation in my room. That's what you should never do. Never investigate where you live, where you sleep, in your room especially.
Yeah, I've
It's
made that
an
mistake a few
invitation
times.
for entities to bother you.
You're kind of inviting too, so
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching Netflix. I can't remember the show. I think it was maybe the reboot of Full House. It was around that era, around that time. It wasn't that many
Oh,
years ago. It was some random non-horror themed, totally comedy show. And I was just had my headphones on. I was watching maybe the first or second episode of the Full House reboot. And it was that time frame. I'm not 100% if that was even the show. But I took off the headphones to use the restroom, and I took off the headphones and I heard someone in my room, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" So I look and I look over my laptop, and there's wires levitating above my desk about
Yeah.
7, 8 feet away. And my mind had never seen levitation. Even during the 2011 6 months of attacks, they never levitated anything. They knocked over stuff. They didn't levitate stuff. That's it. They just knocked over stuff. So I actually got to see levitation in I think it was 2017, 2018, somewhere around that time frame. So when my mind saw these levitating wires, my first thought was, I don't remember leaving my wires in an impossible pile like that. Because my mind couldn't even register what levitation would look like in that scenario.
Yeah.
The second thought was, whoa, I'm witnessing levitation right now. What the heck is going on? And then by the time I realized what it is, they dropped. Like an invisible hand went like this. And
No
I've got a few
way.
stories on that one.
so what I did was, I'm pretty familiar with spirits at this point. Maybe someone else would react differently, but after 6 months of and me investigating it, I put two and two together that it's clearly a spirit who was attracted to my corners of rooms experiment, but didn't want to show itself on camera. It just wanted to bother me while I was watching Netflix, you know. So I put my laptop on my bed. I get up. I immediately get up, and between me and the desk is my upside down hamper, just the laundry plastic container.
Hamper. Yeah.
I kick it out of the way. I kick it as hard as I can, and I say, "This is my room. This is my castle. You're not welcome here." And before I could even finish my speech, it took off immediately. It was gone. I could feel
You
the
Wow.
gotta do
garbage
that.
leave.
Hell yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
do that. That reminds me of sleep paralysis.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys messed with that, but I've had it twice.
I've had
Ki-
it happen to me before.
I think
And
maybe once. Yeah.
I told whoever's on top of me because I couldn't move. I could only go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, whoever's on top of me in Jesus' name, get the fuck off.
Hmm.
You know, pretty much. And then I breathed out. Everything was fine.
That
But
happened to
that
me
Yeah.
the
reminds
other
me of
night.
that.
I remember it happened. So something like that happened, and the light from my window, the first light of the day, that of the rising sun, rose up and hit my window and came in, and it disappeared with that ray of light, and I
Oh
sensed
God.
that. It was that crazy. It was like that slow. It was like I could sense, and then all of a sudden the entire room's lifted in light, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, I've
I
never
had
had though an
paralysis.
experience.
I had sleep
Good.
paralysis once. Um, so I woke up and I felt something like sitting on my legs. This is a
Yep.
rare scenario where it wasn't on my chest. I could move a little bit, but I could feel something on my left leg. So I opened my eyes, and my eyes are just half open, right? And so I see my bed go from a depressed state to a not depressed state. So some entity was half sitting on me, and it was sitting on my bed. And I saw the bed undepressed, right?
Hmm.
And I
Like a
could
body would be laying on it.
I could
Or
feel
something.
like a wind. The second it got up, I felt like a wind go by really fast, right?
Yeah.
And within 3 seconds, the doorbell rang, and like a UPS guy dropped off a package. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
very unusual. Like the spirit wanted to see the UPS guy. Like that's what it's. It. I didn't know someone was going to ring the doorbell. So the spirit gave me foreknowledge of something that did happen, but it wasn't useful.
Yeah.
You know,
See,
but interesting.
so
Wow.
weird. And I got to tell you, John. I didn't tell you this before, but I am a scientist skeptic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number one, I make sure that okay, because I was investigating the Aston Villa in Galveston, and I felt I got EMF from the ballroom, just like in the middle of nowhere, and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" I found out there's a line of electricity wires going to the back, to the transformer. And I said, so there it is. And I marked it down. I said, no, there's nothing going on here. It's the electrical wires.
Yeah.
I believe in everything and anything,
Mhm.
but I have to be scientific about it. Otherwise, I'm a fraud if I.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well,
Yeah, I
I
agree
mean,
100%. I went to two different hotels, the historic Hollywood Hotel and the Santa Maria Inn, and I
Yeah,
had my Mel meter, and I was I was going up and down the hallways just looking for EMF readings. And both those particular hotels had high readings until I realized they had super low lights, and it's just the neon lights were setting it off. So those
there you
two
go.
yeah,
hotels,
Yep,
it
Yeah.
was the neon lights that did it.
yep.
yeah.
Hey, I wanted to give a shout out to another book. Have you ever heard
Go
of
for
the
it.
book Reality Revealed?
I don't think so.
Mm,
Tell me about it.
Never heard of it.
no, never heard of it.
It's Reality
Nightmares.
Revealed by Douglas Vogt, and it was published in 1977. And I found it in a resale shop for like $1 in Oklahoma City. And I
Hmm.
thought it was amazing. It talked about and by the way, you can't buy it now unless you have $300.
Oh
That's
my
how
God.
cool
Dang.
that book is.
Oh, what's it called again?
Reality Revealed.
Huh. But Voight,
Douglas Voigt.
Douglas Voight,
V
not Dennis Voight. Yeah.
VOGT. But I did interview him on Simplicity.
Really? Oh, did you? I think I
Yeah,
remember this. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, he
go for it.
did.
yeah,
I think he did.
Yeah.
yeah. But um, I, this book talks about dimensions, which is really cool. 1 through 10. One being, kind of like, the point, and then two being a second dimensional thing, and then three-dimensional
Mm,
us, and then fourth dimensional time, and then fifth, all these different things. And then 10th dimension was the earth creating life,
mm,
was the dimension, was the
mhm.
earth. And I was like, wow, that's pretty damn cool. I could understand that. It being
Yeah.
a dimension of itself to create life.
Right.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
it's a beautiful book, reality revealed.
Check
Um,
it out if I can afford to get it. Jeez, that's
I can't
I
even afford to
hopefully
know.
get there now.
you can reprint the book or something. I don't
I
know, man.
got it. I got it for $1
That's
back
great.
in the day.
No, some stuff is great like that. You never know what you could stumble on. You know.
Yeah,
But what
but
about
I
you,
can't
Jordan?
wait. Why is
What?
it $300 now? Why?
Because like the printing, like the usually the first printing is all that people get if you're,
Yeah, but
and then
still, the information may be more important than the print.
well, definitely, and maybe it's gained like a little bit of a cult following, and people trying to get it printed, and they're limited copies.
No,
I have no idea, but it sounds very cool. I'd like to. I mean, when the fact that like there's creation and then there's another thing. Creation has to know itself by creating another thing. So basically, it's a dot and then another dot, and just binary code. So there's a 0 and a 1, and just from that little difference, you can construct essentially a whole universe based on that
I
code.
know, right? It's so
And that's even
beautiful.
that's in like Egyptian mythology. That's in like all kinds of stuff. It's even in
I
like
love
mathematics.
reality. I love this so much that we're able to do this, that we're
Isn't it
able
Yeah,
to
it's
great?
cool.
talk. And it's so
Yeah,
amazing that we're able to do this and discover and decide and figure out things. And what's wonderful is that we don't know the answers.
No,
That's what's
yeah,
really
we just
cool.
know what we experience, but we don't
That
know. We
if
don't know
if
the
we were
the actual true
yeah.
stuff.
if we were given all the
I
answers,
agree.
it'd be so damn boring. It would just
Ex-
I agree.
Agreed.
whatever. Might as well just go to sleep forever.
That's
Why
right.
not have interesting what the hell?
Like some
Well,
So
mystery.
what?
mystery.
I
Exactly.
love it.
Yeah, I love mystery, and I think that's some of the most important things. It's just like there are things that the human being is limited just from being a human being, and I think that's part of like Lovecraft's sort of like writings point at that, or not just
Oh, yeah,
Lovecraft, but
yeah,
Stephen King, or you take your pick, someone that points at like cosmology that's bigger than just yourself. I mean, the Bible even talks about that, or like whatever the ancient texts, is that nature is bigger than the single individual. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
even people, it's interesting. So yeah, 100%.
I'm just
Hey,
happy about
you're,
it. I'm
you're
just happy
talking.
to do this.
You were talking about like entities following you home and stuff like that
Yes,
earlier.
sir.
Uh, my last investigation was a while ago. It was like a year ago because I'm kind of phasing that out and focusing on my movie. But it was at the crossroads, which is like a mile away from my house. It's pretty close, like dangerously close. I just Googled any haunted locations in the area, urban legends, urban myths, and there was a legend of a girl in white or a woman in white on the side of the road, a very, common cliche type of a thing. So I
Yeah.
wanted to test out if it was legit or not. And I did get a ghost box from Pro Measure is his company. Gary Galka is his name. Okay.
Oh,
That's
okay,
right.
okay.
So Gary Galka he makes some amazing ghost investigation devices.
Really?
I'm sure you have something of his. I mean, he invented the REM pod, the original REM pod.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, he's cool.
And he has new REM pods coming out. I want to actually get one of those new ones. But anyway, so I got one of his ghost boxes, and it shows digitally the wavelengths. You can see the spirits speak if they do. You can see really detailed stuff, and you just hook it up to a regular ghost box, and it amplifies and all this and that. So I wanted to test it out at a decent place that could be haunted. So I drove down the road, only a mile from my house, and I did get some amazing evidence. And a girl on the second time going, a girl. This is me asking for 20 minutes straight. They didn't off the bat answer, but after 20 minutes of asking questions, I asked, "Is anyone stuck here at this location? Is anyone here?" And a girl said, "Me," and she clearly
Mm.
we're talking 10 different radio stations length. She said, "Me." And so it's scientifically, I mean, there's not 10 stations of someone saying me that long. It
It's
was,
creepy.
it was
It's
just a
creepy to listen
direct
here.
response. So I know the place is haunted to the extent where they manipulated my stuff. On the first time I went there, the hot and cold device, they were pushing hot and cold on it like 1,000 times. Like I've never seen that happen once ever.
Oh
So
my
they were
gosh.
really playing with my
So,
stuff. So
so can I? Yeah,
I
go
gotta
ahead.
tell
Yeah.
you, this is
Okay.
the end of the story. So my
Take
last
it.
contact with the spirit was about 2 weeks ago. I was going to work, right? And there's a crossroads that's even closer to that X roads, which is the location. And I don't know
Mhm.
how far the spirits can get to my house. I don't know how close they can, But
Oh, they can
there's a
decide.
more main intersection, and I'm driving to work, listening to the radio, right? And I'm driving to work, and through my regular radio, it says goodbye, really loud.
Whoa. Whoa.
So I
What?
got cut in from another radio station that said goodbye as I'm getting close to this haunted location. I've never had communication with a regular radio in a regular car, listen to the regular station ever.
Whoa.
No. Wow. What was this? Was it like a male voice almost? So like,
I mean, they could, like I theorized, they could theoretically grab an actual soundbite like the Transformers robot. Who knows if,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
true.
it was just a guy's voice saying goodbye, but that's the
Right.
only thing that cut in and out from the entire station. That's it.
That's
It was
interesting.
kind of strange because it was literally after I mentioned it to you. I played the me clip to you, and it
Hmm.
wasn't long after that.
Whoa. Yeah.
Wow.
Fascinating. I was going to talk about like how tell Eddie how we investigated. He doesn't know that we
Grist mill.
investigated a grist mill, an old grist mill that's in the middle of nowhere, Eddie, and you have to trek a mile in the middle of nowhere in
Oh boy.
California with no power line, so that and you can't bring your cell phone because it could interfere. So there's no interference, and he
Okay.
set up all these different devices, and like a professional. And I just sat there with a camcorder, and he recorded the things like 16 different ways or whatever it is, and different
Yeah.
things. We had this device in this very creepy middle of nowhere, and I felt that it was a very charged sort of area. And sure enough, like this device, which is, I don't know, no bigger than this little microphone here, and if you touched it, it would go off like really fast. But
It's like static
when we asked,
electricity.
right, it
Sets
was
it off.
static, but it went off in like a very slow way and changed color all the time. So it went like, like it was it was hyper charged, that
Oh my
area
God.
that John found. And I'll tell you what, John drove, because I had lived in the Santa Barbara area before, and we planned it even before that. But then I had moved, not a little too. He knew. I don't know if he knew 4 hours away at least to the south of California. So he drove, I don't know, 8 hours or whatever, just to pick me up, bring me there at least, and then bring me home, come back, and then drive back. And he was just,
Oh
it was
damn.
amazing. Yeah, but he's serious. And like we went to this saloon, this crazy like saloon, this Western saloon in the middle of
Person,
nowhere. Oh, it was amazing. It was cool. But like what it taught me was like it is possible to, and like and not only that, I think the spirits are like they might be attracted not to so the more complicated spiritual devices that we might want to give it. Like you said, like the pen can be something like anything. Like if it's something a spirit wants to manifest, it can through whatever it wants to, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But anyway, like yeah, John's done many a ghost investigation, the Viper Room, the Comedy Store. I mean, you
Oh
just
my
got to go through
gosh.
his YouTube
I
channel.
Really?
And
almost
both
got
of them
banned.
were owned by Mickey Cohen.
Yeah,
I
that's
almost
right.
got banned from the comedy store just by telling the staff that
Ah,
I just investigate on the side just as a
what?
hobby. I almost
He,
got
he
banned just
has
for mentioning
Joey.
that.
You have Joey Diaz on tape, right? Like basic or
That's horrible.
recorded.
Well,
Yeah,
The Joey Diaz
the comedy
that
store
was
Joey
staff,
Diaz. Yeah.
they
from
are
Unsolved
terrified
Mysteries
of ghosts. I don't know if you
No, I think that Joey, not from. I don't know if he's on. He's from like Joe Rogan. This Joey
on the.
Diaz. He's a big Cuban
Well, there's
guy.
a Joey that worked at the Comedy Store, and he was featured on the Unsolved Mysteries segment for the
Maybe
Comedy
he
Oh,
could
Store.
have
okay.
been. He could have been. He could have been.
With
I'm
Could have
gonna have to
been.
Robert
rewatch it.
Stack.
I don't know. I wouldn't know. John should know. I don't know. But yeah, he investigated both those places. He says the most haunted place that he's been is the Hollywood Strip. Is that right?
Well, on the night I went 1 hour on one of the strip and 1 hour on the, so this is a 2 hour investigation, just down the strip and back up. My devices went off so much, I thought there was a malfunction. So
Oh,
I didn't
Oh, I remember
realize
you
it's
saying
like
that.
there were
yeah.
spirits following me down the whole way and the whole way back. And I'm skeptical too, but I looked at the video and you can see a little green thing shoot into my meter. It's
Oh,
literally a
damn.
Right. Yeah.
fraction. It's a fraction of what a spirit might be. Was showing itself shoot into the device. Have you ever
Mhm.
seen that before? Something like optically on a video recording shoot into a device.
No, no,
Not.
I haven't. I haven't seen that like that. Except for orbs. That is very skeptical. Because it could be dust particles or bugs or something like that. But no, I haven't seen like that to go right into the device. No, sir.
Well, it went straight into it, and then the EMF spiked. I'm a skeptical person too, but
Oh man, that's great.
I've only seen it twice on the Hollywood Strip and at the Big Yellow House, which was the headquarters for spiritualism back in the late 1800s, early 1900s in California. And
Wow.
Oh,
it's called
isn't that the place where they they had
It's in
where you could
Summerlin,
get a
California.
parapsychology degree
Hmm.
up
Well,
until the
I don't
70s or
know.
something like that. That was there was a college I know that you could get a parapsychology degree.
Yeah, there's a few. Well, kinda. I think there
No,
was
it was
one.
in the end. Well, like you get it back in the day, but they closed it off.
Yeah,
Well, in Summerlin, California, was the headquarters of spiritualism.
that's what I was gonna say.
This
There you
guy
go.
Esalen.
became a tycoon from selling oil, and he owned the whole town. And his
Oh,
wife was a spiritualist. And because
whoa!
of his wife being a spiritualist, she did
Oh,
seances every single night in the big yellow house.
that's
Summerlin.
beautiful.
No way.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, Summerlin is like right
Place
close
is
to Santa
still
Barbara.
haunted to this day. I live
Wow.
right next to the house. We're talking 5 feet away.
No
And
way.
I asked the spirits, does anyone practice spiritism? Or did anyone in the past practice spiritism? Zero hits. Zero. I asked this question probably for 15 minutes. Zero response. And then when I said spiritualism, off the charts,
Wow,
tons of
interesting.
responses because the spirits remembered and they knew that they didn't call it spiritism. They specifically called it spiritualism.
Dualism.
That
Right.
So
that's
that's a
an
piece of
interesting
information
thing.
I didn't know, and the spirits told me, and I looked it up, and they didn't in
It's
that particular area.
interesting.
They didn't call it spiritism.
John, real quick, I mean, that reminds me that some places that we investigate, we got to remember, do they speak English? Do they,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
that stuff when we investigate? We have to figure that out. But go ahead. I apologize, but yeah.
No, I
No, no, no.
agree.
No,
I mean,
no, you're right.
one of the first responses I got at the grist mill was when I did try Spanish a little bit, and I said Los Angeles, and it understood what Los Angeles meant.
Which means a
Yeah.
whale's vagina,
What?
according to the
from the
anchorman.
from Anchorman.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. It's a
I
joke that nobody knows.
I was
Wow.
skeptical of the grist mill myself until I went on Hexanoct a couple of years ago, and I
Mm.
got my first EVP at the grist mill, and it was an old man's voice, and it said everywhere. It said everywhere in perfect English. It sounded to me almost like
Mm.
an old British guy, is what it sounded like.
Interesting.
Everywhere is
Yeah.
a good answer for the spirit realm.
That is a good
That's
Yeah.
answer.
so
No.
wonderful.
My question was,
Okay.
is anyone here? Can anyone respond? And I didn't hear it until after the fact. I get home and I play it. So I heard when it talked, I heard a creak in the house. So I did
Yeah.
turn my ear, but I just heard a creak. I didn't hear the voice. So it was interesting.
No,
Hmm.
that's why I like this new AVP device that I got, that it's live. You could
Mm.
hear it coming out. That's what's really cool.
What's
And
that
it
one called?
records the
Where'd you get
entire
that?
thing. Well, it's an older device, that's why. But
Mm.
let's see. Why am I? But I got it on Amazon.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
It's
Yeah.
called
I mean,
Amazon. It's a new website where you could order
yeah.
things.
Right.
Let's check that out.
I don't know. I'm sticking with Timu.
All right, we're gonna do this. Holy smokes! All right, friends, I'm gonna turn on the device. It's called humbly the Specter device. Uh, I'm gonna turn it on and I'm gonna speak through it.
Mhm.
Is there anybody that you'd like to talk to?
Mm.
Just the other side.
Yeah.
Just the other side. All right.
You idiot.
Right.
Stupid spirit.
Hey, don't disrespect.
I'm not.
Don't disrespect the dead.
I'm not talking about them.
All right. I'm gonna turn this device on. Can you see it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be sure
All
to
right.
talk. Be sure to talk a lot so the camera's on you and not on us.
Yes.
All right. I'm pressing record right now. Can you see that it's on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The voice coming out from here is through a Tesla coil. And this is Eddy Specter, and we are live on this beautiful podcast with Brandon, Jordan, and John. If anyone would like to talk to us, now is the time. Ah. Oh my gosh. And you got to be careful because there's feedback sometimes. Hello, this is Eddy. Hello. Sorry, you can see me, hear me. But I created this device to make sure that we can try to speak to the spirits. It's already feedbacking. Let's see what happens to the quantum leap device. I don't want to
Whoa.
put things close to it because it will mess things up.
Why is it so? Keep.
Okay, I don't want to mess up this important device. Anyway, friends, what we do here is we try to communicate with those who passed on. And we have many of those who passed on. We have mothers, fathers, pets, especially recently. And we have to love on them.
Mm-hmm.
When you touch this device, you have to be careful. You have to be careful because for some reason, even a Tesla coil doesn't have many amps. It has a lot of voltage. But I have lit a cigarette on top of this pyramid.
Wow.
So it's very dangerous.
It's not bad.
I bet it
But
is.
all I know is, friends, I love you so much. And the importance of this whole thing is that nobody has created this device ever on the planet.
Very cool.
Why are you
Wow.
laughing at me, Brandon? It's okay to tell me why.
It's not you at all. It's not you at
It's
all.
okay.
I promise. I promise. Yeah. It's.
No, I want to know the reason, though.
I don't even know. I don't.
Why are you laughing? It's okay.
No, I don't know. I just think it's cool. I don't know.
No,
got a
I
case of
want
the
to know
giggles.
the exact reason why you're laughing. Because
I don't know.
know it's okay. Even if you downplay me.
It's not that. No. It's not that. It was something I said. I remember trying to like.
Oh, and by the way, my lights that are around the boat are freaking out because of it.
No,
I
those
was
lights are cool.
wondering.
Yeah, no, it was something. I forget what was it exactly.
Man, it
I don't
smells.
know. I just went off of my own mind. That's all. It's
It's
nothing to do
okay.
with you, actually.
I need to know though.
I
It's a
just think.
feeling.
Well, what I feel about the device, I feel like it's like very cool. Number one, but number two, it reminds me of like a skeleton, like not a skeleton, the spine, the nervous system of a human being
I gotcha.
inside a pyramid. You know what I mean? Like with like the little nerves going in and out, like a tree of life almost that you could like. I don't know. I think there's untapped things that I personally wouldn't mess with myself, but
It's
like
okay. I
no, but
understand because this is all brand new.
I think it should. It does remind me of the Twin Peaks tree person. You know what I'm saying? The left arm or whatever it's called. It's like this. It's like a big head and it has that nervous system and it's full of electricity. It's like,
That's interesting.
you know what I mean? I don't know. It reminds me of that, but in a pyramid, which I don't know. It's just very interesting.
Like we can hear, like if somebody wants to speak to us, we can hear it right now live, which is really cool about this recorder.
All right.
And
That's good.
it seems to be feedback in quite a bit though. But I want a bigger one. All right. First of
Yeah, I
all,
was going to say, you can make that thing. That's just a scale model of what could be. Imagine what the Egyptian pyramid, the Great Pyramid was like. It could have been
I'm going to bring it up
way,
Exactly.
close.
you know what I mean?
I'm going to bring
And
it up close.
maybe the magnetism was from a meteor, and that meteor. Whoa, what is? Whoa, look at that. Oh, she looks. I'm having a baby, everybody. She looks so nice. Aw.
You can't see it, Brandon. All we can see is you because you're talking.
Oh,
Yep.
sorry.
Is that a good video
No, go
footage?
back. Yeah.
Okay, calm down. Shut up.
Hey, calm down.
All right.
Wow.
Anyway,
Whoa, that was interesting. Wow.
Yeah,
I know it's
wow,
just
awesome.
it may be just a childhood kind of thought, but I've been wanting to make that forever.
Wow.
That's
Gotta
amazing,
say,
Brian.
that is
Super
so
posted
amazing.
on your experiments. I'm interested to hear the results. I know it's a brand new device.
Same here. I you know, John, that paranormal devices are so divisive, and you know, you can't say, okay, this is what it is, without using instruments that records actual scientific evidence.
Mhm.
And I don't know what to say about it, but it
Mhm.
exists. And I could only just say, okay, the EMF does this to it, the um, sound recorder does this, but also it how I feel when I'm around it too is a little weird too.
Mhm.
Um, I'm just it's all new. It's all new, and
I mean,
I'm skeptical as well.
the
But
first time I saw it, it reminded me of like an orgone pyramid.
Yes.
how's that? What is it? What is that? I'm sorry.
Well, what you have is more scientific with actual electronics going on. Orgone is more of a theoretical energy that comes off of a acrylic pyramid with random stuff inside of it. Yours is actually more legitimate, I would say.
Okay, thank you.
Or
I just would.
orgone is just people believe they can build a cloud buster or they can build an energy device with just an acrylic block. They can shape it any shape they want. There's no electronics inside of an orgone thing. I don't know if you've seen those.
I have one actually. I'm not sure where it is, but I have one. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yours looks very interesting. It actually has stuff going on. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I mean, we can't predict when the spirits are going to use it. It's very,
No.
you can film for 1,000 hours and be lucky to get 10 minutes of good footage.
Yeah, and I don't even know how long I should have it on. I don't even know if I would get cancer from it. The damn thing. You
Yeah.
know, I'm experimenting. That's the
Mhm.
whole thing.
No, it's cooler than anything I've ever invented. I invented some analog thing that involves static electricity, and I've never really shown it, but I'm
Oh,
tinkering,
nice.
working on different stuff.
Okay, great. What have you experimented on with it?
Well, in my experience, and I've probably investigated a fraction of what you have. If you said you've been doing it professionally for 15 years, I just started like in 2017, actually starting to film for the first time, because back when I was bothered in 2011, I wasn't investigating. It just happened to show itself, and I was not interested.
You're hooked. Yeah.
But
Oh, okay.
what I've noticed on my investigation since 2017 is static electricity meters tend to go off more than anything else. So I focus on static electricity. And I think a lot of ghost investigators focus on EMF or hot and cold or different things. But I focus on the static electricity. So I wanted to create a device that only reacts to static electricity on an analog level with no electronics whatsoever.
Beautiful.
And
Beautiful,
that
John.
that involves just the tiny little foam beads.
It's
They could be
minuscule.
they could be moved around and they're dirt cheap. They don't cost a lot of money. And you could put them
Yeah,
into a container, and could a spirit move those foam beads? That's the premise of my device.
that's beautiful, John. You are brilliant. I appreciate you doing what you're doing in your work.
I'll show it in the future. I don't know if it works or not, to be honest, but it's a theory.
No, that's why I was a little hesitant to bring upon my device, but gosh darn it, see what happens.
Exactly.
Yeah, very wow. I love it. I think there are so many simple experiments that people could do and do to
You said doo doo.
I know.
He did.
I knew you would comment on that.
No, I
Um,
just want to say real quick that simplicity is the perfection right here. Pyramids are at 51 degrees measurement. It's powerful. Quartz crystals are
yeah.
powerful. Tesla coil
Yes.
is powerful. It, why not combine all that stuff and complete
Listen.
the circle and figure out what the heck's going on?
Yeah, I mean it's an untreaded territory as far as I'm concerned. In the
It is.
scientific, even the scientific literature is concerned as well. A little. I mean, they discovered into it, but like there is something to angles. There is something to sacred geometry. There is something
Yes, sir.
really. So, but yeah. Anybody, go ahead. Anybody else?
Well, crystals, I have some quartz crystals. They can become easily magnetized. And I didn't know this
Yes.
until I went to the Tucson Gem Show, and these crystal sellers had tons of these crystals, and right next to them they had tons of magnets, and they accidentally magnetized all the crystals, and they were sticking together. And it's the first time I ever noticed that.
Holy smokes. Yep.
Whoa.
So if you have magnets next to
Yeah.
crystals, the crystals do eventually become magnetized. I'm sure there's something there. I don't know what it is, but that's a little anecdote.
I know.
Wow. Yeah.
I've noticed I have two right here. I got these from Mysticats when I lived in Galveston. And when I put them
Hell yeah.
together, you can feel the vibration real strong.
Whoa. Interesting. Yeah. So there you go.
Where's your crystals, Brandon?
I have some sacred rocks that are in
I could send
very.
you one, Brandon, if you want one of these. I can send you one of these.
Yeah, I could get one. Thanks. That'd be cool. But I could get one. But I do like them. I'm not having nothing against them, honestly. My
I have nothing against quartz crystals.
I don't. My
Thank
mom
you
loves
so
them,
much for letting us know.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, Brandon.
I do have a Himalayan salt crystal. That's like a giant Himalayan
Oh, that's cool.
like crystal. It's like a pink orange glow with it. It's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
those are great.
It's a nice little sort of like this. I like. I'm a big fan of kryptonite. I think as a concept, kryptonite, which is or even those little crystals that go into the lightsabers that make the light. You know what I mean? That make the
Yes, sir.
lightsabers.
I
The
know exactly what you mean.
Kuiper crystals, I think they're called. So I mean, I don't mind them. I just don't have a collection. I used to love them. I used to love. I thought the microchip were kind of like very mysterious sort of things, you know. And I do think that magnetism and like we were talking about earlier, just to wrap it up, I guess, is sort of is like that mystery is out there, you know,
Yeah, the
and that the
Yeah,
truth is out
ordinary,
there.
well,
it's
the
all
truth is
connected.
out. It's all connected, and but the mystery, we don't have it all figured out 100%,
And it's
and
okay.
Mm-mm.
That's fine.
that's
That's the
fine.
beauty of life.
And you got it, but it's fun to find out the like to unravel the mystery a little bit and come back and report to each other of like what you found, you know, because there's not much of a community that's dog like, you know, a lot of the communities that you go out there, I haven't met too many people, but they can be dogmatic. The ghost hunting community can be very like, you know, steadfast and forthright and things. Not that it's a bad thing, but they can just think that they're 100% right and they don't have, you know,
Right.
you're 100% wrong. So, you know, it's like, well, you know, so but I agree that there's a truth to like everything, you know, and every experience, and that we just, yeah, have our own paths and have our own abilities too. Like you and John
Hmm.
have this ability of the tech sort of interesting side. Jordan and I mean, obviously have the beauty. So I'm just kidding.
Yes, you do. You beautiful Brandon and Jordan. Beautiful beings.
No,
I gotta say, John's pretty attractive too. So,
it's pirate. No,
John.
pirate. I think it's. I think
I mean, look at
it's
those
heightened.
glasses.
It's heightened by Pyramar, the puppet, which is could put a Tesla coil down that tongue or whatever, and then he could turn into maybe one of those devices, like a very big device, a Specter device. What do you say,
I
Pyramar?
This is Pyramar. He doesn't work that great. He is a puppet, but he's kind of weird. He's made out of cardboard,
What
and this is
he's
just
so
felt
beautiful.
individually glued on there. But this is
what does he
Pyramar
sound like?
Pyramid.
What
What's
does
he
he
sound
say?
like?
What does he say?
I don't
Hi,
know.
Pyramar. Pyramar, how are
Yeah.
you? Pyramar, how are you tonight?
Doing pretty good.
My
Do
ultimate
you
goal,
hang?
my ultimate goal is to have one of those pyramid devices a little bigger on top of Vincent the Hearse.
That
And
would be awesome, Brian.
and
That
Yeah,
would be so awesome.
I've
that would
talked
be.
to Chat GPT about making Vincent sentient with an AI, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah, and gave me some pretty good things to where I could just walk up
They
to Vincent and say, "Hey, what's going on? Do you
would
feel
talk to.
anything? You know, what's going on?" You know, to where we could talk
Yep.
to each other, and it's really cool. And having the speaker system and everything to where we could talk to each
Listen.
other,
And
and
just have a
that's my
conversation.
goal. Yeah,
Absolutely. And
yeah.
there is
That's a
something
good one.
I think we do have that conversation with our cars anyway. And even in like the Christian tradition, like Conan O'Brien's used to say that his mom used to be in the winter trying to start the car and it wouldn't start. So they would all pray to the like the you know the saint of transmissions or whatever, right? You know. So but like they really believe that like angels and spirits can affect like the mechanical world, you know, and like can and that level. And so no wonder, yeah, it can apply to electronic devices and things like that. So it's very steeped in tradition, this thing. So very
I've seen it.
cool.
I
Okay.
agree.
Anyway, friends, I gotta go. Is there anything else you would like to ask me about before I head out?
I mean anybody else before I
Well,
go?
thank you for everything. I'll have
No, Brian,
links.
thank you for coming on.
Anything you want me to put
Yeah.
a link in the description. Thank you for showing us your device. We appreciate you coming on.
John,
Yeah.
you've been a pleasure, as well as seeing my beautiful friends, Brandon and Jordan. But I thank you so much, and I look forward to being on the show again. If you'd like for me to be
Yes,
on the show, I don't
of
Yeah,
mind
course.
because,
I don't
like I
know.
said, we're going to be investigating the Grand Opera House of 1894 in Galveston. So, if you'd like to just catch up with me, I'm right here always, whenever for you, friends.
Oh,
Absolutely. I would thank you very much, and you definitely got to check out John's channel and vice
Oh, I
versa.
am. Yeah,
Um,
please send me that link
yeah,
so
I
I can
will.
look
and
I'll
him up.
send it to you.
or
All right.
Jordan can. All right.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
send it
Thank
to
you
you.
so much.
I'll send it to you tonight.
But honestly, I miss you so much, and it's been like we
Oh,
pick up. It's like nothing has changed, and
Yeah, we
so
all
you
picked
know
up where
that,
we
beautiful
like,
left
boy.
off.
You
yeah. So,
beautiful boy. Oh man,
so
I've missed you so
it's
much. I think
be
about you.
great.
I think about you. So you're
I
a
think
good
about you
man.
too. So
All right, buddy.
we're all hosts, man. Went through some stuff, fun, some great times, So if you, I'll
Oh
be in
Yeah,
yeah.
touch,
yeah, we did.
and
Of
I'm glad we circle around. So
That'd
course.
be cool to get DC Love back on here too.
Oh my goodness. You want me to
yeah,
hook
that'd be
her up?
fun. I don't know.
Yes.
I
If, mention it
cheer.
to her. It'd be a great reunion.
All
Yeah,
right,
that'd be kind of
I'll
interesting. I don't
contact
know.
her.
I don't know if John knows who she is, but she's in.
Oh,
John
DC
would like
Love
her.
is.
John would
You'd
he
love
would
her.
like her. I think so. It's hard
Oh,
not
She's
to
got a
love.
beautiful
oh.
angelic
It's
personality.
hard not to like her. Honestly, let's be
Well,
honest. It's
I
not.
tell you what, I could bring on my in-house psychic, Sari.
That
If
would
you
be
ever
Whatever.
want
cool.
to, if you ever want her on the show,
Mm-hmm.
holy smokes, you would fill a show 4 hours.
Really, I
Jeez,
bet.
oh my
I'd
God.
love to meet her. She could probably teach me some things.
Can you take any phone calls? Jeez, man, because
We don't take phone calls yet. Yeah, we might be looking into that though. Yeah, that may be a good idea. We do want to go live at some point
yeah.
too,
If
and
we
do
ever
a
go
live
live,
show.
we can get messages via the internet.
And
hmm
like we get direct fit,
okay,
so that would be cool. That'd be
all
cool.
right.
But we're building it up, and you're definitely integral to the whole thing. So thanks for being on.
You're a wonderful being, and so are you too. Thank you so much, all, for having me on, and look forward to more things. EddySpecter.com, and we're doing parades in Galveston. We're in the Mardi Gras parades. We're in the Mystical Parade of Boo, and we're just all over the place, just investigating Galveston and all around. And we're here for your paranormal investigations and consulting. I'm Eddie Specter. Much love to all of you. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Yeah,
Hi,
See you.
Eddie.
I love
thank you
you
so
guys.
much.
We love
See you
you.
later. I love you too, man.
And I'm
We'll be in
proud of you,
touch
Eddie.
soon.
I'm proud of
And
you.
yeah, definitely. I'm glad you're still out there.
See you
Yeah,
later.
we'll just talk. And I didn't even know about the quantum leap thing,
I
and like
didn't
the quant
either until
and
tonight. That was
I
amazing.
I knew John had one, so but I saw Eddie take one out, and
Right. No one
I'm like,
has.
wait, I'm like, am I going crazy? Because I think, wait, am I remembering that John had one too, or something? Like I
I
was
mean,
like,
these
wait,
people don't
oh,
even
I'm
know what it's
remembering.
called.
I don't even know what it's
Now
called.
y'all are
It's a
making you guys
calculator.
you
It's
made us
called
want one.
it's
It's a
called
calculator.
the gummy bear hand link is what it's called.
Gummy bear
Oh,
hand link.
okay, fair enough. Well, that is a perfect name for it, actually. But the fact that you both could whip
That
one
was
out at the
amazing.
same time, that's got to be if we have to do a short, how like YouTube
That
is
would be perfect short. Like it's
you
like a superhero
YouTube
gadget thing.
YouTube is promoting like shorts. They want everyone to do
Yeah,
shorts.
and I could
So that would
definitely do
make
a
a
small clip.
You
that would
need
be
to.
very cool. I think that might be like some weird music behind it and just like some weird edit. Like, I don't know. I think we should have so much fun with this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just
Yes.
like make it weird and like, just I don't know. But then it's also good to get his real straight thoughts and your straight thoughts and everybody's about like, what do you think about the actual device? What is like your legit worst investigation you ever had? What is the most haunted place you've ever been? Where are some of the, you know what I mean? And it's interesting,
Yeah.
like some of the stuff I think he said like resonates. Like he mentioned the ocean, and I didn't realize that we all,
Hmm.
all of us, live by basically the ocean. You know, I mean
Yeah,
that's common; most people do, but
I saw
still, the three coasts.
I saw a TV show casting call for a ghost hunting show where they ghost investigate under the water.
What?
And this was like a year
What?
ago, maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. And so no, I've never heard of it. Have you ever heard of a show that does that?
No, under the
Not
water.
till
That's
tonight.
I would be very curious.
Jordan's very interested because she's into the siren whole thing,
The
right? You're
snorkeling,
like,
I
she's like,
think
tell me more.
I think it'd be snorkeling plus ghost hunting, but I don't know how that would work realistically, you know.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, John.
Yeah, my brother told me he went snorkeling in Hawaii, and that he's like, oh, he thought it was cool for a bit, and he you know, you see these fish going around, and then it drops off to like hundreds of feet or whatever. And so, and then he remember he went up for air, and he looked back, and the boat was like miles away, and he was lost. You know, he was like, he barely. So snorkeling is, yeah, treacherous thing
Yeah,
if you're not careful. If you're not just doing like the basic, you know, inside the waves, inside that little shoreline.
Well, you know how I have a theory about how spirits guard treasure?
Yep, they
I,
do.
I,
They
I
definitely
heard
do.
this story. Have you heard this story of there's a cave underwater, and I think someone bought the property because they heard there's treasure in this underwater cave.
Hmm.
And
Mm-mm.
so someone privately owns the property. It's not like on the ocean or anything. It's some maybe it's connected to a river. I have no idea, you know, because it's a
Okay.
secret location because it's a treasure location. They're not going to advertise the exact spot. But I heard it. I heard he was in Utah, and I don't know of any. I mean, it might
Wow.
be the Colorado River. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, supposedly
Is it the
someone supposedly someone bought a piece of land because they knew about a mythology of the treasure in a cave and that they got the snorkeling gear on and they went in the cave just to check it out and that what they described as some spirit tried to pull them under
Whoa.
and
oh
it
wow.
scared them so much they don't want to try it again.
No way. Wow.
I don't know if it's a true story. It's just a story I read, you know.
I believe it. If they're anywhere, they're in caves, definitely for sure, 100%. I think that's what The Outsider definitely nails. The Stephen King TV show, book, whatever you want to call it, is eventually they find out that there is a underwater, not underwater, but a cave dwelling demon, essentially. When I went spelunking, I used to go spelunking with for the school as a chaperone for a field trip, and it was the weirdest thing. You'd go to upstate New York and you'd find this little opening in the forest, and there were a few rocks around it, but the opening was like, you know, like opening a door, maybe like it's not very big. And you go in there and it opens up into an entirely huge, miles long caverns. But here's the catch: there's many bats. You have to have a flashlight, 100%, and the water comes up to your chest as you're walking through these tiny. It is intense. It is
Wow.
not so. I can see why in caves, and you know, the person we were talking about, I think earlier in our private messages, John, used to talk about wisdom being, or demons being in cats, and especially the white bat, and being in caves, and imparting like occult wisdom to Dracula and the Romanian pyramids of immortality, you know, and all this stuff.
Have you
So
ever gone through some caves and investigated and explored? Have you ever done that?
I've
No,
been,
never
oh,
had
Jordan,
the
yeah,
chance.
I went
no,
I went to the Pepper Sauce Caves in Arizona, right? And
yeah,
there's really tight spaces, so you have to be pretty skinny. Luckily, I was younger and I could fit through all these spaces, but we got lost. Our group got lost in the pepper sauce caves.
No,
And
no.
it
Wow.
took us, we were supposed to be in there 30 minutes in and out, and we were stuck in there like 3 hours. And we got
Oh
out. I
God.
was so
God damn.
exhausted, I thought I was going to die. It was scary because
Isn't
I
it?
I'll
It's
bet.
could barely squeeze past these super narrow hallways, just
yes.
natural rock.
No, it's terrifying. I don't know how I got through it. I don't. I really, to this day, I'm like, and I was like the lead chaperone, and I was chaperoning like 5 autistic kids that were like 8 years old. It was nuts. It was nuts, but like they were all
What
skipping.
caves
They
did
were
you
all,
go?
oh,
What caves did you go to?
what's that?
What caves?
It was upstate New York. I
You know,
don't know exactly the name, but it's in upstate New York somewhere. I can find out probably.
like
But
the sauce caves were pitch black. I could only
oh yeah,
I could only see because my Timex watch. I had a tiny light,
yeah.
and the light barely emitted any light. It's the only thing I could see with. It was
Yeah, I remember that the only light anyone had were flashlights or a flash and a flashlight attached to their head, which was
Mhm.
the best, and which what I had from Burning Man, because that's the best thing to see in the dark, and you can have your hands free to climb or whatever, right? So I remember that, and I do remember the night we stayed over that night and and camped out in this weird cabin, but like it was a weird field trip now that I think about it. That I don't know if that's allowed, but whatever. Yeah, it is. But like uh the next day I remember just being like my clothes, because you have to prepare to be soaking wet while walking. You have to be completely okay with being soaking wet, and you have to be okay with you have to have a complete change of clothes, because I took those clothes off, threw them off because it was soaking wet, and the shoes, put them in a trash bag, and the next day I came out and they smelled so bad that I just threw out the entire clothes. Yeah, it was terrible. That water was not. So anyway, it was an experience, that's for sure.
We're talking about mysteries. Like a mystery, I don't know the answer to. I mean, there's many, obviously, but one is how does a poltergeist levitate an object? How does that
That's a
happen?
good question. Or
I
how do
have
they?
Yes.
I have
How do
no
they?
idea whatsoever how a non-physical being lifts a physical object. I don't know how they do it.
I'm wondering that myself, or how they pull. They follow you and pull into you, like try to pull you. Feels like they're ripping your soul out of your body. I experienced that
Well,
about 4 years ago.
yeah. I
There's a
think.
Buddhist monk. There's this Buddhist monk I was watching on YouTube, and he said that spirits only enter humans. And my ears perk up like, oh, what do you? This might be some new information I never heard. He
Make
said
my perk.
he said spirits only enter humans in 4 directions. They never enter in the top or the bottom. They only enter
Wow.
you north, south, east, or west. So that made
Dang.
me think. That
Interesting.
made me think. Has a spirit ever entered me like
That's
that?
right.
I can't think of a single time a spirit's entered me head to
To
toe
the
or toe
top.
to head. It's always
Wow.
north, south, east, or west.
That's true, huh?
Good information.
Wow.
Because
Hmm.
let me just mention super quick. Back in
Yeah, good enough.
2011, when I was poltergeist bothered, every single night the spirit or spirits would walk through me right to left, or should I say, east to west or west to east or whatever the case, whatever it was, but right to left, I would feel them walk through my body. Like they were testing, engaging, and sensing and doing their little experiments, whatever. But every single night for 6 months, every single night, minus 2 weeks. It started after 2 weeks of staying at this place, their activity started.
Hmm. No, that
Except for
makes
one
sense.
night. So, except for one single night, they changed the routine. They went right to left, and then because I was trying to be monk-like and not react to them whatsoever, I think
Hmm.
maybe I achieved uh, them wanting me to react so badly, and I didn't. that they went right to left, and only one night out of 6 months did they, after going right to left, go left to right. They only did it once.
Interesting.
And that's obscure information and maybe is unrelatable to many people, but that's what I experienced back in 2011.
No, but the doctrine for thousands of years actually has, well, if you can look at different texts, especially the Christian tradition, is that spirits enter you and have dominion. Look at Book of Job. It's even in the Hebrew tradition, is that they can influence, even Genesis, they are able to temporarily, at least if you open up a gateway, mess with your body.
Well, let me. I know I've had many questions on possession, just here and there from viewers, and my response is, I was never possessed, and my guess was they were walking through me to see if I was a candidate for possession, and I never was.
Right.
They were seeing every night to see if they have power to take over, and they never did. They were in my body just for a split second, just walking through, which is a freaky.
You're lucky.
The freaky scenario, and I'm not making it up. It happened. You know.
No,
I believe it.
I believe it only because I wasn't as lucky as they gave up. They stayed in, and that wasn't fun. And I had to force that out. And we talked about that when I've messed with the Ouija board, and eventually it led to.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask Eddy
about
the Ouija board. That's the only question I forgot to ask.
Now that would have been good. We'll have him on again. That'd be great. And
yeah, that'll be for next time.
Be fine. But all right, so let's wrap it up. Jordan, any last thoughts?
No, I'm ready to hit the sack. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for having me on again. It was very fun. And so happy we got to have Eddy.
Oh, yeah, me too. It was a great reunion.
It really was.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, Jordan. And John, last thoughts?
Well, they say quartz crystals have magical powers, and I don't know if that's true or not. You know, I don't know.
Well, I do have a story with that, but we'll wait till next time.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wait
to find out.
Remind me of it. Remind me.
Let me
get one in Galveston.
Let me get a crystal. It's a short story, very short.
All right. While John goes and gets it, I'm just going to say, check out the Pyramidal podcast playlist on my channel. There's some other extra clips, saucy clips. I can't talk about that. John, go ahead.
So I got this quartz. Right, this quartz cube. It's like a perfect cube out of quartz, right?
Whoa, that's awesome. It looks like ice.
And yeah, it looks like a block of ice, and that's why I got it. It looks pretty cool, you know. And I got it at the, the crystal shop in Solvang, and the lady had to incense it for protection to make sure it's not possessed by a freaking spirit. So I was like, what? So they sage everything they sell. Isn't that interesting?
That is.
Yeah, that's next level. That's like the Whole Foods of the New Age sort of shops. Wow, that's pretty cool. No, they're in Solvang. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Solvang is a very unique. They have it's like a German city or a little town. Like it's a little settlement of
Danish.
Dutch. Is it Dutch or Danish? Yeah,
Danish. Yeah.
And they have all these little windmills and. I knew a guy. He used to perform in the town. I don't know, march they have every year, whatever it is. He used to play in the band or whatever. But anyway, I thought it was great. I thought it was cool that we could all have a reunion, and that like John was able to meet Eddy and see how cool he really was. And Pyramar was undefeated, in my opinion. And Pyramar, you have any last thoughts?
Be seeing you.
Be seeing you.
Paramedical Station, Sector 27.